Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to welcome you, to wish you a wonderful day in this new week coming. That is, there is all kinds of new energies, new potentials, amazing energies that are unfolding. I'm going to pull out a few cards from the Akash. In essence, those cards from the Akash has to be interpreted. It's a very personal way in which we interpret. So allow yourself to be triggered in whichever way. And I'm just will give some brief explanation. For at the root, which is the root where all our energies come from. It is where all our subconscious also. And here we have Egypt. We have all those memories of Egypt. It is sacred knowledge about eternal life. It is self-empowerment. It is the source of all kinds of wisdom that will be coming into our life. What we see on the navel, which is the earth plane, the astral body, the domain of the astral body that is ruled by Saturn, we have community life. So it is wonderful. It is a very peaceful life that is that's well organized. So we have to be organized to allow ourselves to be focalized on what we know to do best in order to serve humanity and our society, our community. What we see on the solar plexus is the wish. So what is the wish we made? What are we wishing for? Understand what is the... What is it we are calling for into our experience? At the heart, the solar plexus is ruled by Jupiter, the heart is ruled by the sun, and here we have figure of authority. It's about becoming a figure of authority. You are the authority on your own life. There is nothing more, no one more qualified to be an authority on you. So become an authority on you, a master of you, and then from there you will find that you will be called to assist in many ways in terms of bringing your authority. What we see in the communication, the fifth chakra is this beautiful card of love life, for it is love, romance. It's very deep. It is finding the right match for us to share this love. And what we see in front of us, though, it is contrasted, which is the third eye, is the orphan. So that means we have to let go of this idea of separation. For when we came into this physical world, we lost the connection to our source. But as we reconnect, we allow ourselves to be connected to this soul, this spirit. We'll know that we're never alone. It has been an illusion. Once we do that, we find the Father, which is God, the source. And so it comes in. We can take the hand of God and allow. Well, with God, there can never be any fear. There can never be any anxiety. There can never be any lack. Everything is fulfilled within this relationship. So it is important to find that. And the crown chakra, which open up to the higher planes, is anger or nutrition. Or anger. So it is about it is understanding the needs that we have and understanding how do we fulfill those needs. What will come once we let go of that, we can trust and let go. We'll find forgiveness for most of the things that. We have to understand that we have ourselves prevented whatever we needs to happen. It is by forgiving ourselves and forgiving others that the path will open. What's on the Earth Star, which is a chakra that's below our feet, is the baby. So it is about rebirth. It may be about physical birth, but it is about it is coming. It is something that is a rebirth. And what's on the soul star, which is come from the future, is faith and trust. So it is trust and faith are very, very essential. It is so the more we have that, if our faith is strong enough, we can move mountains, and there is no. But in order, we have to have no doubt in relationship to that. Right now, I'm going through a process. I'm very tempted each and every day. I'm resisting this deep temptation to shave my head. So I might just give in to that temptation eventually. I wanted to say that we are the observer of our reality. It is we react to our reality, but in essence, it is the observer that creates his reality from its beliefs and desire. As we remove our attention to to whatever scene, we can discover something else and transform our life through that. Also wanted to guide you in the understanding to go in a crowded place by yourself and to listen to all the what other people, beyond the superficiality of the conversation that may be going on. There may be certain words that inform you on a deep level about your own personal evolution process, because there is this I am presence, this presence of God that we have. Once we recognize that, we can recognize that it is also in every other being. And those beings can mirror to us a great deal of light. Then we can fuse into the light. We can merge into the light. For God is the Father of light. And this communication is everywhere. It is everywhere. No matter where you go, you can find that. Even if you listen to TV or radio, the I am presence of the people that are communicating can give you personal information outside of the channel of general communication. And that is even true, like for instance on YouTube, when it's I was listening to Omer. It was a lady who was speaking. Was reading it, but she might have made that many years ago. But the I am presence is not really, it's in the present. It's not lost in time, so to speak. So in understanding what is real, what is reality, we call physical matter reality. But in essence, the truth of the reality, it's made of quarks and photons that coagulate into atoms and particles and molecules and makes up this physical realm. For the physical manifestation comes from a causal realm that we do not know, for that is the pursuit of science in many sense. On many level, the only opinion that really counts is that which of God. If you can find this God presence and you can harmonize with it, you will see that it is the only presence you really need to make your life happiness. For within God there is no lack, there is no fear, there is no... it is all abundant, and what is love is a divine supreme love, and that is what we should align ourselves to. For it is one guidance, yet there is a countless spirit, for God has created divine beings that minister for him, and so when you ask God, it is often the spirits that answer. So you got to get used to working with spirit. I wanted to speak briefly about cosmology. For cosmology, we are entered into the samsara, what is called the samsara, which is time and space. For evolution purpose, we hope that soon we'll be able to be liberated, and for that is part of the process. No matter how far we go, the timeline will eventually bring us back to the center, to the source, but we have to, the more we work on that, the faster this will happen. For time does not exist. It has an absolute condition we call eternity. For eternity is now. There is no other place to live, and eternity will enclose all the future, all the potential. It is just we have to tune into the present, to the eternal now. Yet space is not an absolute. Space is a sub-absolute, because no matter how big the universe will ever get, we can always add up something more. So we're very close to the absolute, but it will always remain a sub-absolute. I wanted to speak about something that is not known. It's called space respiration. For the scientists, I've been able to observe that the universe is in expansion. It is actually in expansion because right now we're in a phase of expiration. It means the universe expands. In 2 billion years, for 2 billion years, the universe expands. But we're reaching this point right now. We're very close to this point where the movement is going to be inverse, and the whole universe of universes is going to start to contract for 2 billion years. And so there is the connection to the 0 point in between this expiration and inspiration. Is every 2 billion years we have the opportunity to move into something that is phenomenally transcendental because of that space respiration. For in essence, this is a cosmological model. For this symbolic of paradise is a stable, absolute reality that is utterly beyond human understanding. It is the home of an absolute, of an eternal God, and so it does not move in any way or form. It is everything moves around it. So it does not have a position in space, but space exists in relationship to paradise. It is immediately surrounded by 3 circles of world of very huge planets that are all paradisical and have very specific function. And around that there is a 1 billion world of the central universe we call Avona. It's an ultimate universe of perfection, and all of those space bodies or cosmic bodies goes clockwise around paradise. And then there is 2 dark gravity bodies that protects the central universe from ever be seen or entered from the cosmos. And so there is the first level of dark gravity body goes counterclockwise, and the second goes clockwise. And then the 7 great super universe family goes counterclockwise around this invisible center, yet it's what holds the gravity of the whole universe of universes. And then we'll come to realize, when you look at our telescopes eventually, that the first level of galactic families outside of the super universe are going clockwise, and we are going counterclockwise, and we begin to see the beginning of what we see in the universe is the beginning of the second level of transcendental superclusters and those are going clockwise. And so it's like massive rings of energies that from paradise it goes bigger and thicker. So if you would look, and above and below paradise there is those invisible space reservoir. When the reservoir expands, space contracts. When the reservoir contracts, space expands. And we do not know the future or how it works. Of course, even the spirits on paradise do not know the ultimate function of those things. But we can see that the universe exists. There is paradise, and then there are rings of energies that becomes bigger and thicker, and the fourth level would eventually attain total infinity. Eventually, we think that it will have to go to be almost infinite, but then But in essence, there is this 2 billion years cycle of right now we're part of time and space. We have to ascend into this supreme divine love to reconnect to our soul and spirit and source, and then we'll move back to recognize, to refine further on paradise. Then we'll be sent into transcendental future realities. Well, I hope this message. So in many sense, if you would want to imagine the whole of the universe, it would be like a Maltese cross. It's like it goes like this from paradise, and it's like this concentric circle, and then from above there is the space reservoir, and so it's like just an idea. I might make paintings on that models as well with the space reservoir in the future. So that was an interesting thing to talk about, because we're moving very close to that point of shift between the expansion cycle of the universe to a contraction cycle of the universe, when God brings everything back to Himself, and so we'll be experiencing that. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a song that's world famous. It was made world famous by an English version, but I'm going to sing the original version in French. It's called Comme d'habitude. Je me lève et je te bouscule. Tu ne te réveilles pas comme d'habitude. Sur toi, je remonte le drap. J'ai peur que tu aies froid. Comme d'habitude, ma main caresse tes cheveux, presque malgré moi, comme d'habitude. Mais toi, tu me tournes le dos, comme d'habitude. Alors, je m'habille très vite, je sors de la chambre, comme d'habitude, tout seul, je bois mon café, je suis en retard, comme d'habitude. Sans bruit, je quitte la maison, tout est gris dehors, comme d'habitude. J'ai froid, je relève mon col, comme d'habitude. Comme d'habitude, toute la journée, je vais jouer à faire semblant. Comme d'habitude, je vais sourire. Comme d'habitude, je vais même rire. Comme d'habitude, enfin je vais vivre. Comme d'habitude. Et puis, le jour s'en ira, moi je reviendrai comme d'habitude. Et toi, tu seras sorti, pas encore rentré comme d'habitude. Tout seul, j'irai me coucher dans ce grand lit froid, comme d'habitude. Mes larmes, je les cacherai comme d'habitude. Comme d'habitude, même la nuit, je vais jouer à faire semblant. Comme d'habitude, tu rentreras. Comme d'habitude, je t'attendrai. Comme d'habitude, tu me souriras. Comme d'habitude, comme d'habitude, tu te déshabilleras. Comme d'habitude, tu te coucheras. Comme d'habitude, on s'embrassera. Comme d'habitude, comme d'habitude, on fera semblant. Comme d'habitude, on fera l'amour. Comme d'habitude, on fera semblant. Comme d'habitude. Well, thank you very much. It's a wonderful song by Claude François. It's not as deep in meaning, it's more romantic than my way. But well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you very much for everything. I wish you a wonderful day and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.